UFC Arnold Allen versus Michael Costa and Netflix MMA wrapped up last night, and it was a beautiful night of fights. It was just like a flow state of watching these fights. As soon as a Netflix MMA fight ended, one on the main card, one happened in the UFC. It was beautiful. It was like I wasn't missing a second of every single fight. And good for Netflix MMA. They definitely did it on purpose. Smart of them to not try to compete with the UFC, even if it was a bullshit just Apex UFC card. But this UFC Apex card was pretty good, as well as the Netflix MMA card. But I mean, we'll talk about both. We'll talk about the Netflix MMA card. I went 3-0. 3-0 on that. It wasn't the hardest to pick, so I'm not going to boast too much about my perfect record on Netflix MMA, and also the main event that I got right. But we'll talk about the first fight that I predicted, fucking Francis Ngannou versus Felipe Lins. And, it happened just like we said it was going to happen. And Francis Ngannou was going to kill Felipe Lins, and Felipe Lins was dead on the hexagon. They were trying to call it the oh shit, my fucking computer screen. But they were trying to call it the hexagon the whole night. I don't know why they were trying to make it a point to call it the hexagon the whole night. I don't know. These commentators are also shit. What's that guy who's kept on saying Mamma Mia? Mamma Mia, oh my god, it was the craziest finish of MMA history. I believe he's also a boxing commentator. He used to be a UFC commentator as well. They let him go for apparently that reason as well, because the motherfucker said, Mamma Mia, holy shit, Mamma Mia. That was so fucking annoying. Never let him commentate any single fight ever again. Bedtime MMA, you can commentate the fights. Just not the fucking, whatever, I don't even know his name. It's just so annoying. That guy was so annoying the whole night. But yeah, Francis Ngannou eliminates Felipe Lins in the first round, and Felipe Lins actually put on a fight. He actually landed a few strikes, and I gotta give it to him. This guy got some fucking balls to actually grit down and try to land on Francis Ngannou. He landed a clean shot on Francis Ngannou, but the thing is, with Ngannou, he has a crazy chin as well as crazy power. So he's like a final fucking boss, man. He has 100 power and also a 100 chin. That's crazy. He was chinned by Anthony Joshua, but because that was boxing skill. If it was MMA fight, it would be a different story. But yeah, again, Felipe Lins landed a couple of leg kicks in the fight, landed a clean overhand, I believe, on Francis Ngannou, which didn't do anything to Francis Ngannou. He then proceeded to go forward and KO Felipe Lins in the first round. Just an absolute it was a flatline. It was a flatline check hook. I believe that caught him on the temple as well. So that just proves Ngannou's power is crazy. Caught him on like the temple, and then he was gone. He was dead. But then, yeah, the co-main event, apparently. This was a co-main event. I thought this was the main event for Netflix MMA. Why the fuck was Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano the main event? Honestly, what a horrible failure for Netflix. If we're talking about just people actually caring about it and being in the arena, this arena was empty the whole time. I believe there were so many open seats. It was a record for the least attended Intuit Dome crowd in their history. But Intuit Dome probably still got their bag from them renting it. But yeah, man, Netflix MMA made like no money on people coming in person. But who gives a fuck? Netflix makes like $12 billion a month, I believe. Some shit like that. Something crazy. $12 billion a year. They don't give a shit. They spat out $20 million for Nate Diaz. And also, let me talk about these disclosed payouts. Felipe Lins apparently made $100,000. So this bullshit. They probably got paid under the table as well, because I don't get this. That was a California commission that released these pay dates or these payouts, and I don't believe that. I don't believe it for a fucking second. No way Nate Diaz got under 100K. I believe they listed he got 500,000. That's some bullshit. He didn't get that much because he was supposed to fight in the UFC, and Dana White said that he rejected the offer because he couldn't resist an offer that Netflix was sending. So he definitely got 20 million. I don't know why California is saying he got like 500K, but I'm getting off topic. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. This is absolute beatdown, and I thought this was gonna be a decision fight, which it's ended up being finished in the second round. Not from Nate Diaz being finished, but a corner stoppage from the doctor. Nate Diaz looked like oh my god, my fucking dog's barking. But yeah, Nate Diaz was looking like John Cena when he was drenched in blood, and it wasn't pretty. They stopped the fight after that. A lot of scar tissue, and Mike Perry beat the shit out of it and opened it up. And at the end of the fight, Jake Paul was wiping Nate Diaz's blood and putting it on himself, like on his cheeks. Like, first of all, Nate Diaz, why the fuck did you let him do that? Because after him smearing it on his first cheek, you've seen damn well Nate Diaz the cuck. He made $20 million though. But yeah, man, absolute beatdown by Mike Perry. They stopped the fight after the second round because Nate Diaz was fucked up. Fuck really talking about the fight. It was a beatdown. Everyone watched the fight. Everyone has a Netflix subscription. Everyone's seen the fight. At the end of the fight, it looked like both of them were cucks for Jake Paul. And Mike Perry got beat by Jake Paul against Jake Paul. It was just cuck behavior to see. I didn't like that, especially after you just got to win. You're like bowing down to Jake Paul. I know he's a fucking promoter and everything. I know he has like a big sharehold in this MVP, whatever company, but you didn't have to fucking bend the knee to Jake Paul, especially after he beat the shit out of you. But yeah, main event. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. I hurt to see Gina Carano hurt, but she, I'm not one of these MMA fans I was watching back then that's like lusting over Gina Carano, but she is pretty fucking hot. And this fight was scripted. 14 seconds in, Ronda Rousey gets an armbar. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Netflix MMA, you gave her like $20 million and nobody showed up in the arena. So $20 million for like 14 seconds of just that. They definitely planned that shit in the backstage. They were like, okay, you're gonna fucking armbar me in 30, whatever, man, whatever. But that shit was lame to see, and it was anticlimactic as fuck to watch, especially after watching Arnold Allen win. I didn't expect much. I liked the Arnold Allen win, but I didn't expect much from Ronda Rousey versus Carano. And yeah, so that's exactly what happened. So fucking moving on, because there's really nothing to talk about other than that. Ronda Rousey, if she's going to get another fight, I'm not interested at all, unless it's free on Netflix, like it was today. But Arnold Allen versus Michael Costa, we're going to talk about this fight, some real MMA fights. I'm going to talk about a little bit about the undercard as well. Malcolm Wellmaker gets submitted in the second round by Juan Diaz, which I didn't see that shit coming. I didn't know Juan Diaz was so good. He got a win on the Contender Series, but this year I didn't watch too much of the Contender Series because I was busy probably doing some other shit. I don't fucking know. I should have watched it, but I didn't know too much about Juan Diaz. I didn't see his Contender Series fight, but he pulls it off against Malcolm Wellmaker as an underdog, I believe, like a 1-to-1 underdog. And then in the co-main event, Doo-Ho Choi gets a nice fucking vicious body shot KO in the liver. It was beautiful. Fucking masterpiece. I love that performance, especially after him surviving the storm in the first round. Daniel Santos was going crazy, just fucking throwing some haymakers and throwing some fast ass strikes. We knew that he wasn't going to keep that for 3 rounds, not even 2. He gets finished in the second round. It was a beautiful performance by Doo-Ho Choi. But the main event, I got correct. I believe I said Arnold Allen by 3rd round TKO because I thought Costa was gonna gas out, but he proved me wrong. He actually lasted the 5 rounds and didn't really look tired in the 5 rounds at all. He was bouncing. He was like in his normal stance for the whole fight. But it was a masterclass by Arnold Allen, 1st round to the 5th. I don't think I gave any single round to Michael Costa except maybe the 2nd round, maybe. Not even, bro. I think this was a 5-0 masterclass by Arnold Allen. But Acosta, he didn't look too bad, bro. He looked like a ranked fighter. So I think he's a number 12 ranked fighter, which he is right now. I think that's his peak right now. Arnold Allen's number 7, actually. So it's really crazy to see a gem of Arnold Allen so low ranked. But talking about the fight, the 1st round, Arnold Allen knocks down Costa. I keep saying Acosta. I think it's Costa. Knocks down Costa in the 1st round and then fucking just continues to grapple him. I don't know why the fuck these people keep doing this. They knock people down, then they just grapple them. I don't know why they don't try to go for the finish. But he grapples him. Acosta gets back into the fight and then ends up actually being on top of, or not, ends up taking the back of Arnold Allen for the rest of the round and just riding on the back of Arnold Allen or on top, some shit like that. I believe he was in a winning position, but he didn't win that round because of the knockdown. And then the 2nd round, Arnold Allen just another masterclass, just putting the jab on him for the rest of the fucking 4 rounds, I believe, but except in the 5th round. Arnold Allen actually got hurt, I believe, in the beginning of the 5th round. And then, crafty move, tries to marab his way and grapples Michael Costa. But to end the fight, Costa, are you fucking serious? This motherfucker goes for a submission and then ends up losing that round clearly. Because Arnold Allen just was beating the shit out of him for the last 10 seconds. You had no really hope of winning that fight after those 5 rounds. But good performance by Arnold Allen in the 3rd round. He was given some crafty moves. I don't know, I'm being specific about the 3rd round. Every single round really looked the same of Arnold Allen just putting a jab. And honestly, the best strike of the fight was the left straight by Arnold Allen. He kept catching Michael Costa every single time, and at least Costa has a chin, which let me talk about. He was eating those clean. They were clean left shots, and they were hitting him every single time. And he got knocked down the first round, but I believe he got hurt in the fourth round as well. But he was eating them the whole time, and they were clean, 100% like landed strikes. And this just makes like Steve Garcia's performance look even more impressive for Costa to make his way up to fight Arnold Allen, and then also not get chinned by Arnold Allen when he gets hit by clean strikes. But good win by Arnold Allen. Who's next for him? I don't really know. He's kind of lost to really the best fighters, so I don't know what you can really do with him now. I guess give him to another prospect. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's really it, man. The Dawn has spoken.